Just making sure.
So we're live, Joe, on Facebook.
Hold on a second. Post this.
And,
He said you're live, so
That's right, folks. Live here at Free Admissions, this is the Gym Crashers with me, Joey the Bull, Dondo, Mr. Dondo himself. What's
That's
up,
right.
brother?
Hey, you know,
And we got a special guest today.
we do.
Her name is Jennifer Dietrich.
It's a special submissions on the shore fight week. So, you know, she is a competitor, and we got her live. And look at that. I love that screen. How are you, Jennifer?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. I don't know if you can see this, but we got you in life size behind us.
Yeah, I do.
It's kind of unique. I dig it. So how you feeling?
Good. Good.
How has
Excited.
training been? Yeah, I'm excited too. Have you been able to actually conduct some training during these past 6 months?
Yes. Not
good.
The same as usual, but yes.
Got it. So it's adapted to kind of the rules, but doing some stuff at the home gym?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to divulge. Most of us don't want anybody to know what's going on, but I hear one or the other. No, I haven't trained. I only train in my backyard. Or yes, we could care less about the rules and we train with the homies.
Yeah, I'm more that side.
Got it. I dig it.
But it's just not regular how it normally is, just because of restrictions.
That's for sure. But high-level competition coming up, super fight this weekend. So how do you feel
No,
about
mine's
that?
actually-
Oh, you're doing the team.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm super
gotcha.
excited about the team.
You're on Saturday. I love that. That's going to be cool. It's the very first time we're seeing this.
Yeah, they've had team competitions for men in
Yes.
other organizations, and I always like that, so I'm really glad. Or they did have a women's one once, but I'm thrilled that they're having the team. I like the team better than the individual.
Yeah, it's a unique thing. We actually were able to conduct a team competition in our little place here in Southern California, so we like the concept, and been working with Albert to kind of see how this is going to go, so that's really cool for us to see the ladies get to kind of put this into play. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole new thing, and it's streaming, so people that haven't seen it, they can buy the live stream through Submissions on the Shore, which we all
Yeah,
Yes.
they've been doing great. All the women have been thrilled that we have these opportunities, because years ago it wasn't like this.
Well, that's for sure. So you bring up a valid point. This is a unique time that we're living in right now, but the fact that it's empowering women to really showcase their skills at this very, very women-focused event is kind of unique in itself. So there's these high-level jiu-jitsu competitors such as yourself that are showing, you know, the types of skills that are acquired through years and years of jiu-jitsu and what you can do, and that's kind of amazing in itself.
Yes, they didn't. I mean, a lot of these competitions, men or women, didn't exist when I first started, and then now that it's solely women, I mean, I've even had guys ask me if Albert was having a guys competition.
I can believe that
So-
because he's done it well.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I don't know what the
So
future holds, but this is going to be cool to see this one and to see you on the team. That's really cool. So, do you know what team you'll be going up against first?
Yes, I believe they just posted it, that we're going against Black Hole, I'm pretty sure.
I saw that. That's right. Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu. I like that name.
That's going to be crazy.
Right.
Now, Jennifer, I mean, I know right now you're saying that a lot of the gyms are kind of like shut down. So how do you start your morning with a typical training day for yourself to get yourself prepared for this up-and-coming fight this weekend?
Well, I do what I normally have done in the past. It's just that there's not the organized classes like it was before the pandemic.
Got it. So you got a routine.
And then any cardio or anything else that I would do at the gym has just been at home or outside. So that hasn't changed as much, not as much jiu-jitsu practice necessarily, but not that much different. It's just everything is more at home.
Now, I know you can't say any names, but do you like privately train with somebody at home just to get moves down and getting your submissions in through?
Yeah, there's been groups that has been training, so I've been getting in jiu-jitsu. Like I said, it's not the ideal and how it used to be, but I've still been getting it in.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Well, we're definitely excited to see that, but we want to know a little bit more about you. So how did you get started with jiu-jitsu?
Well, I've always been fascinated with martial arts, but I just was never around it or knew much about it. And I was a gymnast when I was a kid. And then before jiu-jitsu, I competed in fitness competitions, and they kind of died out. And then I went to, they just weren't as popular, so I started doing the fitness and bikini, and I did well in that, but I got bored not training for a skill. So then I started and did some stand-up and jiu-jitsu. I actually didn't even know what jiu-jitsu was when I started. Like, I just knew it was grappling, that's it. But I looked up different ones around the area, and then I saw Eddie and his story, and I was fascinated by his story, so then I went and started. I liked the jiu-jitsu a lot more than the standing, and then I just stuck with that. And I love it. I feel like, a kid again, being on the mats barefoot, like when I was doing gymnastics. And that I always couldn't wait for that. That's how jiu-jitsu is. That's why I was excited for the team, because it's very similar when I was a kid. It's like each individual goes out, but it's for the team of 5 people, and so now it's the same. I feel like I always do better when it's with the team.
That's cool. I like that. And especially coming from a gymnastics background, I would think that you're going to be like Plastic Woman. You can just do about any position, inverted, dive through the legs, hit 50-50. We want to see what you're all about. I like that.
Yeah, no, actually, it's interesting because when I started, some of it helps, but with gymnastics, it was more of a split. So with certain moves, it helps, but I had to do a lot of work on the lotus because that's not a flexibility move that we did when we were young.
Got it. Now, coming from 10th Planet, of course, then you're primarily a no-gi and probably prefer no-gi.
I've actually only ever done no-gi.
Got it. That's interesting. Have you ever put on a gi at all, just for fun?
I put on a gi once, and it was only because I was doing drills with a training partner, this is years ago, from 10th Planet. And she's now a black belt in judo. And I was talking about working on some stand-up, meaning wrestling, because I was getting ready for a tournament. And then her coach was there, and he's like, "Oh, you want to try class?" And they gave me a gi, and I did a judo class.
That's cool.
So that was the only time. It was one day I had one on.
That's cool, though. At least you did it. You kind of got the feel for it, because if I don't wear a gi for a long time, I feel like I'm getting smothered by my gi. And then if I do wear a gi, I kind of miss having all those handles. So it kind of goes back and forth. So it's nice to hear what other people have to say about it. For judo, it's essential.
Right. Yeah, I always say it just seems like it's so hot. If I wanted to do it, I'd only do it in the winter.
Cool. Well, we've got a big weekend coming up, so we want to talk to you a little bit more about your style. Because you're coming from a gymnastics background, coming from 10th Planet, how do you feel that matches up against some of these other ladies? Do you think you bring something special that we haven't really seen?
I do think that 10th Planet has their own certain moves, and that's normally beneficial when going against traditional.
That's
but
a fact,
there are a lot of 10th Planet. Yeah, there are a lot of 10th Planet people that do a lot of the traditional moves.
Yeah, rubber guard in itself, yes. So I'm happy to hear that you're sticking to the plan.
I don't want to give away too much of my game, but I do feel like I could do both, because I've done points tournaments as well and
Yeah.
played that game. So yeah, I'm familiar with both. It's nice with the submission only because then you don't even have to worry about points.
Yeah, I prefer that. That's kind of interesting that you bring that up. I mean, that's really what it's about is, the clock's ticking and points are gathered, but that doesn't necessarily tell the story of the better grappler. It's just time
Right.
utilization. But when it is just a submission only, and then you can employ the things that you've learned, and it does become a cardio game too. I mean, you could tire someone out and then do all kinds of different things. So
Right.
that
Yeah,
is true.
We've always trained like that. That's how Eddie does it at his gym. So it's basically like when you're rolling at the gym. It doesn't matter who's on top or whatever. It's just you're looking for submission.
Yeah, I like that. Then it's funny for the spectator, they may assume that one person's winning or losing based upon position, but truly not the case, especially with your style, with the 10th Planet style. You could be on the bottom or in a very strange looking entanglement and still be very advantageous to getting a submission.
Exactly. Because that has I've even done that sometimes in points tournaments. Because a lot of times you get too caught up in the points. And there's times where I was concerned about the points, and then I really didn't do my game. And then there were times I gave up points to work my game, and I ended up winning. Sometimes it did work, sometimes it didn't work. But I feel like it was better to just go for your game and take the risk. But now it's like not even a concern. So it's like if you're going against a wrestler and she takes me down, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. What I like most about submissions on the shore is they highlight one event. There's not 10 different mini tournaments going on for people to move forward. We actually get to see two people, and they're kind of showcasing their skills like a fight, like an MMA fight kind of.
Yeah.
You're the center of attention.
Right.
They bring you up, you walk out, and we get to actually focus on one event at a time, which is really, really cool. Then we can really see who's moving forward and see how they perform against other people. So I'm really looking forward to that. And a lot of these ladies, I've seen them before at submissions on the shore and other events. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So you're on, I think, either your second or third, because I remember seeing you at least at two of them before.
Yes, I did. That's what you brought up about the walkout song. I wasn't
Yeah.
excited for that. That was my walkout song back in February. So I was on the first one where it was on the Queen Mary, which now is, looking back, it's so nice because that was before everything shut down.
I know that
It was right before, like only 2 weeks before.
Yeah, that
And
was
I did a super fight. Yeah.
Yeah, that super fight was amazing. And you're right. In hindsight, that might have been the biggest event of the year for most of us.
Yeah.
Because everything shut down thereafter. So it's crazy how that happened.
Yeah, so I did that one, and then in
San
July
Pedro.
I did the tournament. Yeah, and then now this one with the team.
Cool. Yep, we're excited to see it come to San Diego. So we're still keeping with the shore theme, keeping it on Beach City, San Pedro, Long Beach.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he does that because it's been awful hot lately. So
So my understanding is that your conditioning is going great. Now I understand you're big in the wellness fitness part of it. Where what do you do as your diet to make your body going and keeping pushing?
I'm pretty consistent, normally year round. With I like to be close to competition shape all the time.
Okay, so that means you're eating. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I eat healthy on a regular basis. If
Awesome.
I have to cut, then I do what I need to do to cut, which is normally just a little bit of water, and then I rehydrate that day for the last time. But besides that, I might not have some extras like I normally would, but it's pretty much the same. I eat whole foods on the regular and eat very healthy, so that's not that much difference.
Okay. Because I hear a lot of fighters or people that compete like you will eat healthy for the tournament, and once they're done, they want to go out for that big old fat cheeseburger steak meal after they're done.
Yeah. I'll do that. I usually do that after if there's a group of us, we go out to eat. If it's like something smaller and I drive home, then I stop at In-N-Out. That's been typical that night. But I'm normally not cutting or have to cut that much, so it's not like as if I'm dying to have something that I have. Like I had steak last weekend, so it's not.
There you go.
Big deal.
Love it. Who's the main instructor at your 10th Planet?
The mean instructor?
No, the main, like, who's the head instructor? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you said.
They're all mean. They're all mean. But the
main
person,
instructor, you mean?
whoever
I'm
instructs
under
you,
Eddie.
you're under Eddie at headquarters?
Eddie Bravo.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm at headquarters under Eddie.
got it. That's where I've seen you before as well, because we come for the qualifiers. So we get to see Marvin do his
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always in class at Marvin.
Yeah, his class is amazing. He's
we have class.
really got some
Yeah.
tricks, man. He's a magician.
Yes. He's
So
big in the
always
late
been at
blocks.
headquarters. Were you at the other location, the previous location that was across the street from where they are now?
Yes.
That's kind of cool. That's going back.
Yeah. Yeah, Eddie, when I first started, he was in Hollywood, and then he left us then and was in Burbank for a couple months temporarily until he found a place.
hmm
So it was right then when he started when he was at Burbank temporarily, that's when I started, and then he moved to across the street from where he is now.
Like it. That's a cool little spot right there downtown. You can't ask for better, man. I like that where you guys are at now. Got coffee on the
Yeah.
corner. Digging that spot. But it doesn't look like anything. Like you drive up and you're, I mean, because it's a prestigious thing, in my opinion, to train under Eddie Bravo at headquarters. But if you're in downtown LA, you wouldn't know if it's part of, Fashion Mart or whatever. It's just there until you go in, and then it's hallowed
Right.
ground because all the beautiful pictures. I mean, Eddie's got like some really cool history there. I just love it.
Right, I know. Yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to be down there with him and everybody else. You know how that is. It's like if you're just around that many highly competitive people, you're bound to improve.
Yeah, steel sharpens steel, and I think that the one theme that I get from most people that train there is that it's evolving and changing, and they're okay with that. It's not static, like the rules
yeah.
don't always stand. People are always trying things in a different way, which is really unique and cool.
Yeah, Eddie's very open with that, and when he started the warm-ups, he expanded with that, and then he keeps expanding on them and changing accordingly. So I don't know if you've ever seen the wall with all the warm-ups.
Uh-huh.
It
I
has
have,
that
actually.
whole curriculum, and then, like, some of them are not. I joke, I call it the In-N-Out secret menu because it's not. They're not even on the wall. They're more that he added to them, and they've already gotten longer.
Awesome. So Jennifer, let's talk more about your website.
Yeah, so I do personal training myself and speaking when that was happening.
Okay. So people are looking for that website. Where can they find that?
JenniferDietrich.com. It's pretty simple. It's my name.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Cool.
I do jiu-jitsu lessons and personal training, and regular personal training for anybody looking to get healthy. I look at their lifestyle overall and not just training, their nutrition, sleep, meditation, everything.
Yeah, breathing and meditation are huge for jiu-jitsu because I think when people spaz out, they're more likely to tap to nothing. But if you're comfortable and you can breathe and you can think through it, that you're more likely to still continue and pursue a submission of your own or change position, whatever it may be. So that's a key point. I like that. Meditation is something I need to learn about because I fall asleep. To be honest with you. If I sit there and try to focus on anything, I fall asleep. So I've got to learn to stay awake in this and to tap into whatever it is that calms the person with meditation.
But I love meditation because I guess I can just sit there with my legs crossed best I can, and
I was gonna say, it's
I'm
impossible.
a big dude, so I mean I look like Buddha, under the shirt. Unfortunately,
Hey, you have the body of a god.
I have the body of a god, put it that way. But yeah, I do cross my legs, put my hands like this, and just let my mind go where you kind of like in a different universe. And actually doing meditation works great, and I love it.
You have to teach me, Joe.
I'll teach you.
Or I'm going to call Jennifer Dietrich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, falling asleep is fine too, obviously, because I tell people a lot of times to do it if they can't sleep, so you don't have
Yeah.
a problem with that.
Oh yeah.
And they
that's
do
actually-
say that when you start it, that it's fine if you fall asleep.
Well, good. Then I've already got a step ahead. I think I'm a narcoleptic. I fall asleep anytime I sit in a chair, practically.
I usually fall asleep when I sit next to this guy. So.
Yeah, he does fall asleep during our shows. That's a fact. That is a fact.
So I see we got your website posted up here. Looks great.
Shape your mind, shape your body. I like the motto. That's very cool. Where can people
Yeah,
find you? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I'm a big believer in how you think. That's something that I go over with my clients. Like my number one rule is they can't say anything negative about their body or health while they're training with me. So then I hope that they take that outside of my sessions. It's very typical with men too, but especially women. And about how they think, just about the whole process. Like a lot of times people want to do this new plan that's very extreme all at once, and I always talk about gradual and just having the, like, changing their mindset. That's when it changes, and everybody's different. That's why I say I give individual plans depending on people's strengths and weaknesses. Like some people are really good at nutrition or not, some people never get any sleep, some people are really stressed, some people miss a lot of sessions, some people are overtraining, and it just is according to them to make them the most balanced they could be.
That's
And
very nice.
so that's why, like I said, when I have done speaking too, it's been about that, because I just feel like with anything, you know, if you change your mindset and have a positive mindset, then that just follows through with the physical. So I used the example, I had a client once, and every time she was lifting weight, she was always saying, "I'm so weak." And so I told her to stop saying that and to replace it with, "I'm so strong." And literally, she physically got stronger, like made much more gains when she started doing that.
Very
Wow.
cool.
Well, Jennifer, we're looking forward to see you this weekend.
That's right.
And take over this team event and kick some butt.
Can you give us your social media so people can follow you?
Yes, Jennifer Dietrich 10P.
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 I should have known.
There you go.
Thank you for your time today. We are definitely rooting for you this weekend to do well. We appreciate this. And we're going to go ahead and move on into the regular part of Gym Crashers. But thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Awesome.
You take care.
Thank you. You too.
So that was Jennifer Dietrich from 10th Planet Headquarters, training under Eddie Bravo, downtown LA, getting ready for Submissions on the Shore, Spring Valley, this Saturday, the team event.
I mean, she's in fit. I mean, she's in shape.
She's in fit.
I mean, she's in shape. I know. I was looking at the website. I'm like,
This is in English.
she's. No, I mean, I see her posing. I'm like, that's a six pack.
Like it says, Jennifer,
I mean, I'll have a cake. You know
what
what I
do
mean?
you do to keep you in shape?
Keep you in fit.
She goes, well, I eat whole. And Joey's thinking, I eat whole too. Everything.
I eat the whole menu.
I eat the whole pizza.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I mean, check out our website. I mean, she's got a lot to show. I mean, especially because she's there to help out, of course, men, but more of the women, you know, because women out there, they need that uplifting, you know, especially nowadays, this whole COVID thing. I mean, if you look at the statistics of people being at home, dealing with all the, unfortunately, all the drama, you know, and these women want to get out and do something, you know, and look up her website. She'll probably have some words of inspiration.
It's a valid point, Joe.
And do your thing.
Because Joe brings up that people are at home looking for things to entertain themselves, please like us, hit that button and subscribe to us right there on the YouTube, and share the link because we want to bring you more content. Obviously, people like Jennifer are not always on a show, so it's interesting to get their story, and that's what we're all about. It's not just about the people that we get from UFC or from Bellator, but the people that compete at our local tournaments, and Submissions on the Shore being one of our closest to our hearts because we work so closely with Albert Tapia and his team that we want to bring you the competitors. So we have interviews today from 3 other competitors of this coming up event, and we're going to show them to you. These are interviews that were done in studio here over the Skype method, as you would call it, because we can't get everybody here in studio during the week of training because they're focused. People do have, regular 8 to 5s, and it's hard to get to Orange County. Joe, you got something?
I'd like to give a big shout out to some of our viewers out there. We got Mindy Hinojosa, love you, girl. Got Gabriel Hinojosa, Justin Lack, Cynthia Nunez Hinojosa, Rage.
What's
is
up,
watching.
Rage? We love
Albert
Rage.
Albert Tapia is watching.
Albert Tapia's the
Isaac
man.
Gomez and Maria Rios.
What's up, Maria, Unicorn Zombie Slayer?
That's what I'm talking about.
I think she might be in the state of Maine, almost to Canada by now. She's just on her way
Did you see the
out.
video of her axe throwing?
Thank God you said axe and not the other word. I thought you were talking about another part of her anatomy.
I'm just saying.
I've seen Maria's axe before.
I mean, she was throwing that axe like I'd be afraid. I mean, I don't think I can run from an axe.
That axe is all muscle.
That's just like, I mean, she was hitting the bullseye, just boom. I'm like, wow, that's pretty badass.
You know what? And I'm going to say this before we even move on. Maria Rios is a great testimony for women's empowerment, for people that are looking for someone that did this early on. She fought in Bellator. She trained under Pedro Munoz. She's, a high-level grappler, a high-level fighter, striker even.
Yeah.
She even fought the current champ, Eliminator. Eliminator. Elimale, Hawaii's. Elimale McFarlane from Hawaii. So Maria did.
Pineapple Princess.
The Pineapple Princess is right. So our very own Unicorn Zombie Slayer, man, she's very accomplished in the game, but very focused on raising her daughter right now, which is,
That's what we call Robert in the weekend. Pineapple Princess.
He's the Pineapple Prince.
Oh, Prince.
Oh. Well, he might be your princess, but he's my prince.
Oh, he says he's a king.
He's king?
More like a Burger King.
That's right. A Burger King. That's right. See, I'm trying to give Maria props, and he does this.
What?
I was in Laie. We're going off subjects now, but the Tabernacle there up in the North Shore, and they have the pineapple McDonald burgers. I give you a heart attack, but they're good.
See, I love Spam. If I ever want to go to the islands, I know they have restaurants out there that make just all Spam dishes. I love Spam.
You can get that here now. Pretty much everything.
I know, but I want it made over. Hey,
we're from California.
I want it made over there, where we're Spam.
You could have Robert make it.
I want the authentic Spam.
Oh,
here we go. Albert's got some good stuff. I thought to get down and bust a rhyme. I don't know if that's showing, but that's cool.
That was the T-shirts for submission.
But getting back to it, submissions on the shore. We do have some other ladies that will be competing. Their interviews are coming up. Are we ready for that now, Robert? Okay, there we go. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Don't worry about that. There's all kinds of that goes on. People behind you and stuff. That's just part of the extra stuff that we get on camera.
Perfect.
Is the name of your jiu-jitsu school Aries Jiu-Jitsu?
Correct.
And are you located there? Is it which location
Roseville.
are you at?
Roseville.
Roseville. Okay, so Sacramento area.
Yep.
Very nice.
And then I train in Roseville.
Oh, that's quite a commute. That's a couple hours.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours each way.
Wow. So you live in Reno, but you train in Roseville.
Correct.
Wow. That's quite a trek over the Truckee, over the 80 there.
Yeah, it's been good so far because we haven't hit winter yet.
Yeah, there's a little place called Donner where people eat other people that get stuck halfway between Reno and Roseville.
True.
It's a good thing you know jiu-jitsu.
Yes. Well, I watched the one ahead too, so I won't be making the trip if it's forecasted for sure.
Smart. Very smart. So excited. The week coming up is probably a lot of training for you because we have submissions on the shore in Spring Valley.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about your opponent? Anything?
Oh yeah, I know quite a bit about. We're friends. We know each other. The two, of course. We both competed in the circuit for some time. She's a bit younger than me and typically fights in a different weight class, so I've actually never competed against her before, but I do know of her. She's a very strong competitor. She's very high level. I have a lot of respect for her. We actually have been trying to get together to train with each other for about the last year because our games mesh so well together that we both really wanted to get together to train, but like something always comes up, and we got matched for this card together. So I guess now we'll compete against each other before that training happens.
That's actually really cool. That's exciting to know someone and then you're actually going to compete. And you have like styles, so that may cancel out some things. Who knows?
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like that matchup. Your first time to do submissions on the shore? Or have you competed before?
No, it's my first time competing.
Very cool. It's the all-girls event, so I love that we highlight the women's jiu-jitsu. So very cool to have you on that card.
Very cool.
How's training? So we're in a time of COVID. Are you able to stay consistent?
No, not really. So the initial part of quarantine, of course, I was home for about 3 months without training. So we had masks at home and I was with my boys. I started doing some drop-ins at Aries when they reopened in June. So I went over the pass a couple of times. And then I decided to officially join their academy in July.
Mm-hmm.
And I was training pretty consistent for about a month. And then I had some medical issues come up. So I really had to scale back the amount of training and the intensity of training I've been doing as far as both conditioning and jiu-jitsu. So it's been definitely a different training camp than I've ever had before. But I'm really just trying to listen to my body and honor it. And the days that I don't feel good enough to train, I don't train. I don't push my body. It's going to be better if I give it the time to rest and just train when I feel good and get quality training versus just trying to tell myself, you have this fight, you got to train, because that's the mindset that I used to have. And I'm trying not to let me having a match override how I'm feeling.
I think that's very wise because the younger people have a tendency, because I was younger at one time, to train through injuries, which then become permanently damaged, parts of our body where we know that rest and, proper relaxation is just as important as training.
Yeah.
For longevity.
Yep. Of course. I mean, my health is throughout. It's not injury related, but just the way that it makes me feel, and the medications don't always settle well. They're not the best for intention training. So I'm just making the best of it. I mean, when I am training, we're getting quality training and it's good. And sometimes, that's what matters. At the end of the day, if I go into the match feeling good, then I'm going to have a lot better opportunity than if I just push myself beyond where I can right now just to get the training in. And then I go into it broken down and tired. It's not going to fare well.
Got it. Well, hats off to you for pushing through something like this, because first and foremost, it takes a lot to compete at the level that you're at, and then to continue doing so and not really feel like yourself all the time. It's a challenge, because I'm sure there are parts of the day where you're ready to roll, and then some parts of the day you're like, I'm going to put this off for another day.
Yeah, and we have. Like both my at my academy, my jiu-jitsu school, my coaches are amazing. They've been in the loop of everything that's been going on, and also my strength and conditioning coach. They're all awesome, and they all know, like, some days we're moving, some days we can push it, and some it's just we're not going to train. So I really have a good support team.
Very nice, very nice. Did you start with Aries Jiu-Jitsu, or is this a new academy for you entirely?
No, this is a new academy entirely. So I've only been with them since July. We've known each other for about 6 years. So the guys that run Aries Roseville, I've actually trained with them since I was a blue belt. I've competed with them. They call it Submission Pro Tour. So I've competed with them several times. And then it just worked out perfectly. They were open and able to do some drop-ins, and everything they were going through and teaching curriculum, it really felt like the right place where I needed to be for my growth at this time, where I'm at in my games. It just worked out perfect. Quarantine was hard, but everything in the end has turned out to be a blessing in disguise.
Very nice. And you're a brown belt now?
I am.
That's very cool. So a lot of years in the game, a lot of ups and downs. That's all part of it. gosh, to still be competing and pushing. What are you thinking about this event really changing your style? Because I know when you push yourself to a competitive position, that it actually brings you to a higher level. Sometimes you turn a corner, so to speak. You feel like you're really kind of getting there?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I love competing so much. Number one, the main reason why I like to compete, it forces me to use everything I train every day on the unknown, all those things. So I know that you don't have to think, your body has to know what to do. But also at the end of the day, because of how you go into training focused every time, when you're competing, you're so focused on things that you just take your game to another level compared to when you're just training for fun, right? Because then you're playing around with a lot more. Right now, we're just so focused on what my game is, and we're finding all of the details of that.
Very cool. So what brought you to jiu-jitsu, if I may ask, in the beginning?
I started training 7 years ago.
And just for the fun of it, or did a friend turn you on to it?
No, I kind of stumbled into Academy on accident. The class was actually convinced to try it, and I had some early trauma with sexual assault, and for me, it really just instantly I had this. I've got to learn this. This has to be the best self-defense that there could possibly be. And from that point forward, I just was training every day.
That's great. I think it's a great example for young women, especially today, because of, man, it's a crazy time we live in. And not that it wasn't probably 7 or 8 years ago, but having that particular skill to be able to grapple and then probably throw some punches and kicks too certainly doesn't hurt. Are you teaching at all?
I do teach. I was actually teaching quite a bit before the quarantine happened, and I'm actually opening an academy.
Very cool. That's always good news. I like to hear that. I like to see jiu-jitsu continue to grow and to build new students, and it continues to actually to change and evolve, as we watch and learn and incorporate new things. So I think Submissions on the Shore is a great venue for that type of thing, especially amongst women, to kind of push, their limits. So sounds like that's exactly what you're going to do. I love that.
Only card. I think we're the first people to step up and do men's only. I've done so many fights where you might be the only female on the entire card. Or if there's a couple, you're like, this is awesome. There was like 4. So for them to step up and do female-only cards, I love it. I'm honored to be a part of it. And the fact that it's a fundraiser and the funds are going to a good cause makes it even better.
That's amazing, yes. Albert Tapia, the person that puts this on, is an amazing guy. And I do agree with you that it's a fundraiser, especially during these challenging times, to give back. It's amazing. And I do love that is there. That's also a component. Any final words before your match?
No, everybody enjoyed it. There's a lot of fights, and I'm super excited to share the match with Karla. I have nothing but respect, so I'm really excited for this one.
I'm excited to see. And can you give us your Instagram or Facebook handle?
My Instagram handle is tiny_Boston.
Tiny_Boston. So be sure to follow Lindsey Boston. If you can, get the event via streaming on Event TV Global, because she will be competing this Friday, September the 11th. And check it out. So Submissions on the Shore, Spring Valley, 155-pound tournament coming at you.
So I got to say, what a great interview, man.
Thanks.
Very gentlemanlike.
How nice
She
of you.
looks like a killer. Like she's going to kick some ass this weekend.
Lindsey
I
Boston.
can't wait. I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be huge.
It will be. I'm glad you're going to be there.
Take a breath.
Man.
Breathe.
Brief.
Do a little meditation.
My chest hurts and I can't breathe.
It's okay, little buddy. Do you know where Spring Valley is?
Spring Valley is about maybe a good 45 minutes from my house.
It's gonna take you an hour.
Because I live in South County. Well, you guys live out here, so it's going to take you about an hour and a half.
Won't do it, man. I'll be in the Love Machine. He'll get us down there in less than an hour.
So then I have to go drive back home because,
You can stay down there with us.
I can't.
Anyways, yeah, it's up to you.
Oh, shit.
We'll figure a way out.
I gotta ask Lane when I get home. Hey, babe, I'm having a slumber party.
I doubt she's going to let you. But yes, getting back to Submissions on the Shore, that was Lindsey Boston. She's amazing. We're looking forward to seeing her compete this weekend. We do have some other competitors as well. Are we ready for them yet, Robert, or not yet? And please, if you do like the content, hit that like button, subscribe to us because we do require that to move forward, and share the link because, you know, some other people from Submissions on the Shore would definitely like to see these ladies talk about their experiences, where they come from, and their expectations of the event this weekend. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, I don't take a lot of room. As long as I have a little corner with a blanket and a pillow.
You don't take a lot of room.
I can already hear, those aren't pillows.
Let's go for our next interview.
This is Karla Shellhammer special. We call it On the Mat episode with Karla Shellhammer, who'll be competing in Submissions on the Shore Spring Valley this Friday, which is September the 11th. Welcome, Karla.
Hi, thank you.
What a wonderful backyard. Is it hotter than you know what out there in Phoenix?
It is, but it's not too bad. I grew up in Venezuela, so it's good.
I didn't realize that. That's amazing. So you grew up in Venezuela. Did you learn Jiu-Jitsu there?
No, I actually learned Jiu-Jitsu here. That's why I married my husband. So I never really took martial arts when I lived in Venezuela. I was a dancer.
Very nice. We talked to your soon-to-be opponent this Friday, Lindsey Boston. And she is excited because she says you have a similar style.
Yeah, I'm really excited to fight Lindsey. She's a game opponent, and I know we're going to put in a show for sure. We're going to go hard. So let's see what happens. I think my team changed a little bit in the last year, so I'm excited to see if it comes together in competition.
Yeah, we expect to see fireworks because both of you are high-level competitors and on a stage that is primarily and exclusively all-female, which is, to me, a first for tournaments. How do you feel about that?
I think that's awesome. I think Albert really is doing a great thing with this because there's a lot of events where there's more inclusion for women, but having an all-female card is definitely something new, and I think more and more people are getting to enjoy female jiu-jitsu and see that it's a little different than the guys because it's more technique and a lot more movement. So I think people are getting started to really love it. And let's go. All the girls brawl.
Yes. I think it's a great example for the younger generation as well because the level of competition at Submissions on the Shore is amazing, and to highlight it and put them on a stage, I mean, it really looks like an MMA fight when you guys come out on that stage. So it's amazing to see the level of jiu-jitsu that's being executed by the ladies and soon to be by you on the stage. So is it the first Submissions on the Shore competition for you?
It is. I've actually had fights, the two events that they've had before, but somehow it just hasn't been able to happen. So this time around, I'm like, yay!
Very cool.
But yeah, you're right. Having an all-female stage really allows you to showcase that, the female style grappling, which is very dynamic, interactive. It's brawling. Like, girls just go at it and don't stop. So it's really fun.
Yes, it's high energy. I expect to see fireworks between you two ladies, especially since you know each other. So this is great that it seems like you've wanted to get together in some capacity for training or just to test your skills. So this will be the event to do that.
That's right. And I think at this level of competition, you sometimes just really know a lot of the girls that you're going to go against. And you just realize that when you're out there, you just flip that switch and it's, we're not friends. We're not training partners, so you're going to bring it. And then afterwards, you hug each other and, may the best girl win. That's jiu-jitsu. That's the fun of it.
That's a great attitude. I like that you're going to bring it regardless. So that's important. How many years of jiu-jitsu do you have in so far?
I've been training for about 4.5 years.
And you've been at Checkmate Phoenix the entire time?
No, I haven't. I've trained different schools. I was in Soul Fighters before I was in Checkmate, and I when I moved to Phoenix from Dallas,
Hmm.
I found Karen was here, Karen Antunes, and she's just such a high level competitor at my weight class that I started training with her and like, just kind of taking little privates here and there. And I just had to make the switch after a while because she's just incredible, and being able to go with her every day has really up my level. Um, so for me, it took a little thinking, but after a while, I felt like it was the right decision for me to, to go with Karen.
Very nice. Do you have a preference to roll in the gi or without the gi?
I love both. I think one helps the other, and even though they're a little different, but most of my background is in the gi. Yeah, I will compete both. I like both. No preference really.
No, that's a great advantage. That's important. That's a good attitude as well because at the end of the day, it's just jiu-jitsu.
That's
Gi or
right.
no gi.
Yeah, yeah. And I know a lot of people like to focus on one or the other. I think that's a decision that you can make, like maybe a black belt. But as you're coming up the belt, it's good to know both because
Yeah.
your guard and your pass is gonna get better in your submissions if you have both things. So at the end of the day, I don't know. That's just how I look at it.
No, I,
And
I
I'm
agree completely.
whether it's the gi or whatever.
Very nice. So we're very excited to see you come to San Diego to perform. Have there been any events that you've competed in this year, pre-COVID? I realize with COVID there wasn't much. Were you able to compete before COVID happened?
Before COVID, I did a fight to win in January.
Oh, you did fight to win. That's a big one.
Yeah, and I fought Maria Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a tough fight, and she ended up winning by split decision. But we were just like, just not non-stop going at it, and everybody was like, "That was the best fight, I loved it." So that was fun. But then I fought right after COVID, like one of the first events that Fight to Win had in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I fought another no-gi match. So right now, as a brown belt, I'm 0 wins, 4 losses, all no-gi. So this is my redemption. I'm ready.
Very nice. How has your training been? Been able to actually train a little bit of jiu-jitsu since COVID started?
Yes, we have mats, and my husband's a black belt, so definitely I've been able to stick with it. And since they reopened, we've been able to train at the gym. So that's been really nice. And this camp, I've had my first full camp for all the fights that I've had this year. So that definitely makes a difference, and it also makes me feel like that's the true win. You know, it's like that process, and when you can get a full camp and you feel strong and your timing's awesome. So for me, that's always the win. Being able to get into that.
I see on your Instagram that you have some mats in your backyard, so I know that may make a big difference because some people aren't able to train right now, not consistently.
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome that you have it.
Yeah, I know. I'm very thankful.
How big of an influence is your husband's style on you, or do you find that you have your own style?
So a lot of people that roll with me tell me that they're like, "Oh, you have JJ," but he's more of a half guard player, and I have a half guard, but that's not my preference. So I don't know. I think it's because he's love triangles, armors, and flat dots, so that's maybe where they see it, the similarities, and I learned most of that game from him. So a lot of people say that they have a similar game, but I think at the end of the day, everybody have a very unique individual game depending on their body type and just whatever comes to you. But I definitely feel like his career has been very, very big on my game. So maybe hopefully one day I'll have as good as a halfer as he does.
It's very exciting. I love that. I love that you come from a family of jiu-jitsu. That's unique. So awesome.
Yeah, my kids train, my husband trains. We're all jiu-jitsu 100%.
Very nice. That keeps it exciting. I mean, because you live it. It's part of the lifestyle, you know?
Yes, that's what jiu-jitsu gave us. Is that ability to hold yourself accountable when you're not feeling great, when you have those rough days at work or just in general, saying, you know what, instead of going to drink or doing something to numb out, I'm going to train and I'm going to try to be healthy. So yeah, that's what you say. It's true. It's about that lifestyle and being able to compete and do it as a family and travel with the kids and, go through that grind. I think that's very special. I feel thankful that we can do this.
It's a great example that you're setting not only for your kids but for women's empowerment, because women need to see strong women that are able to not only defend themselves, but at your level, you can become the attacker. I mean, you could put somebody on their back and that's it. You can finish them. So that's a wonderful thing. How do you feel about that, kind of being a leader in that?
I think in jiu-jitsu you learn that men are stronger and that they can be more powerful. So being able to train your mind when you're being smashed, when you're under pressure, when you're in a bad position, learning to breathe through it and understand that you can make space to get out, you can fall out. That's the most important self-defense. Now, if you can also combine that with being able to take someone back and put a choke in someone 30 times bigger than you, that is jiu-jitsu, in its essence. And why it's so important for women to know this. Just being able to think under pressure and know that you have the power to defend yourself and possibly put someone out if it came to that.
Yes, I've even found rolling with some ladies, they attack so much, it stifles your game, whether you're a man, strong, whatever. When someone's attacking constantly, you find you're defending. So when you have a lot of those tools that jiu-jitsu provides, and it becomes natural and a part of how you think, then you put someone kind of back a little bit and they're not able to execute whatever it is they want to do to you, whether it's submission or if it's in real life. They're going to be second guessing what their motives were, because you might be able to finish them if they have one mistake. So it changes the game entirely.
And understanding your power and understanding their power puts you ahead. And I think most of the time, if someone's gonna try to hurt you, you're either in the street or even someone that or whatever, it's something that if you are ahead mentally, you're thinking fast. I truly believe it will help you survive, and that's why this martial art is like no other for women.
Strong words that I must agree with, that jiu-jitsu is it's for everyone. It's important for people to learn and to know, and if you don't, you're at a disadvantage. And much even stronger words when you say it's a lifestyle and something you've incorporated into your family, something I truly believe and respect you for.
Oh yeah, I think taking one self-defense class is not going to help you when it comes to defending yourself. But making it a lifestyle and understanding that, hey, I might never use this, but if it happens, I will not feel uncomfortable because you're rolling with guys and girls that are trying to break your arms and choke you out, break your feet. I think you will definitely be able to think under pressure and most likely get away or put that person out.
Yeah, if they're not training at a high level, they're going to get tired, right? They've got a good couple minutes, and then they're going to die, and you're ready to go. That's when your engine starts.
Right.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to see this in action. Karla Shellhammer versus Lindsey Boston this Friday, September 11th at Submissions on the Shore. Where can people find you on social media?
So they can find me on Instagram, Karla Shellhammer, that's my name, and Facebook as well. And that's what I got.
I love it. So check her out. Again, get the live stream. If there are tickets left, come see her compete at Submissions on the Shore, Spring Valley, this Friday, September 11th. The link for the pay-per-view will be on Submissions on the Shore. We will post it as well. Oh, perfect. Check her out. She's already got it on her. So definitely, if you'd like to see this, which is a great competition between two very high-level skilled ladies. High-level skilled ladies. There we go. In Jiu-Jitsu. And it's going to be fireworks. So check it out. And thank you again. Such a pleasure to meet you. Can't wait to see you on Friday. Thank you so much. And good luck to you, my friend. We're live, Joe. Speak.
Dude, another great interview.
Thank you.
Now she's going to kick some ass.
Karla Shellhammer out of Venezuela, Checkmate, Phoenix.
They're going against each other, the first two.
Those two are going against
That's going to
each
be
other.
a crazy match. Now, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors we're going to show up now is Lion Tech. Lion Tech. Check them out.
Yeah, look at those shirts are amazing.
Yeah.
Make you nice and slick.
I want to try a rash guard on one day.
Well,
Why you got to laugh for?
we call those parachutes.
And
Amazing. Lion Tech's amazing.
amazing. And, of course, our next sponsor, our live CBD in the house. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bean footage? He said, roll that beautiful bean footage.
I learned the hard way. Fighting through the pain only got me so far. Citrus CBD ointment has allowed me to limit myself and my potential. I'm no longer held down by my pain. From our life to yours.
What
He
happened?
just killed us. We just went out. We just did a rolling blackout.
Rolling. And then, of course, if they want to subscribe, tell them where to subscribe, Dondo.
Well, that's right here at Gym Crashers. So hit the like button. It's right there on YouTube at the bottom. Free admission media, of course. And share the link. Right?
Share it.
Share it. Check us out every Tuesday, live at 7 p.m., bringing you the best of MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, wrestling, Sambo.
And then next week, we're going to have a new segment of Bull or No Bull. I can't wait.
Yeah, we haven't had Bull or No Bull. That's Joey's segment where he tells stories that were possibly part of his lifestyle before he was married, and we have to choose which one is bull. Oh, no, which one is true.
Which one is true?
There are two that are bull and one that is true, so it's bull or no bull.
But out of respect for these past couple of weeks, we had to keep it nice and clean for the ladies.
All right. If you say so.
I say so.
They all want to hear your jokes, too, you know. We're going to roll into Our Life Jiu-Jitsu sponsored Kel's Jiu-Jitsu. So it's Kelsey Carter. She'll be competing this weekend. Spring Valley, Submissions on the Shore, high-level blue belt. We were talking to her yesterday. She's out of Citrus Heights, so up there in the Sacramento area. Check her out at Kels.jitsu on Instagram. And she's coming at you now. Okay, this is Gym Crashers. This is John Arredondo. I have Kelsey Carter from Precision Jiu-Jitsu. This is Fight Week for Submissions on the Shore, Spring Valley. So welcome.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired because I just got home from training, but we're good.
Is training something that has just started, or were you able to get training in throughout the past 6 months?
We never shut down.
I know how it goes.
So,
I want to know.
yeah, so I've been training this whole time, which is awesome. We haven't missed a beat.
Good. That's good to hear because we're in such an interesting time where I would think that would be one of the most prescribed things is to be physical, to build up your immunity to everything that's out there, and yet that was one of the first things they took away.
It was hard. I took like maybe 2 weeks or so off when COVID first started, but like the mental benefits of training, I was like, I have to go back. I can't not do this.
Yeah, it's a whole lifestyle thing. It's mental, it's physical. It makes me available to do things that I can't normally deal with. You know what I mean? In the workplace, in life, and everything else. So yeah, jiu-jitsu is so important in that way.
Oh yeah, keeps me from not killing like regular people.
I like that. Yeah. Choking people keeps me from choking people.
Exactly. I need a shirt that says that, I swear.
Right. It's
say
coming.
that so often.
It's a fact. So things have been good, and you're obviously prepared for a tournament, which is, high-level stuff at Submissions on the Shore. You've done it before.
I have, yeah. I got to do it back in June, which was awesome. And the girl I faced was super tough. So I know what to expect coming in. It's a great tournament.
Are you aware of anything about your competitor this time, Rose?
I don't know too much about her. I try not to dive too deep into videos and the archives. Mm-hmm. I like to go in, play my game, and then see what happens.
I think that's really cool. And now you're a blue belt, but you are a high-level blue belt, I'm sure, on the verge of transitioning. What do you think? Not yet?
Chad, where's my professor? No, I've been a blue belt for 15 months or 16 months now. So I would like maybe a couple more super fights at blue before I make that jump to purple. I want to be like a good purple belt, not one that goes in and gets smashed for a year.
I think it's awesome that even at a blue belt level that your name's out there. So you've done so much and you've accomplished so much in a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's fun. I like fighting. I like competing. I'll sign up for whatever comes my way. So I think that's really helped move things along for me. And the more you compete, the better you get. So I won't say no.
Yeah, I think it definitely pushes the game because you're really testing your skills. So that's admirable that you do it so often.
We're trying.
Yeah, especially for this year. You got in the first event, the first one available, really.
I know, and it's nice that Pans is coming back. I'm on another card at the end of October.
Wow.
So I can't slow down. I live for it.
That's very cool. How did you actually get started? What gave you the decision or the push to start doing jiu-jitsu?
So my sister is a purple belt over in Virginia, and she's been training for about 2 years longer than me. Mm-hmm. And she told me one day, she's like, hey, we're going to go to an open mat. And I was like, I don't know how to do any of this. And I got mopped. It was bad. But I loved it. I loved every second. I was like, can we go back tomorrow? I've never been this sore in my life. I am so sweaty. My fingers hurt. But I know nothing, and I didn't like the feeling of knowing nothing. So I was like, well, I'm gonna dive in. Here we go.
I hated my first day. I still hate my first day. It's emasculating. You turn into a human pretzel. You know nothing. You feel like you're drowning, and you do drown, right? Yep. I like your attitude much better. I was like, oh my God, if I don't do this, I may die.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I was in some old washed out blue gi, and my 9-year-old niece is yellow and white belt. And I was like, is this a cool belt? What level is this? And they were like, you're a child. I was like, oh,
hey,
okay.
Start somewhere.
I got crushed. It was awesome.
So I can't even say it. Precision Jiu-Jitsu is your home school. Is that where you started? Obviously, the open mat was Virginia. So tell me the story.
There's a story. So my sister is part of the Checkmat affiliation. And so I was visiting her for Christmas, came back, her professor found me a Checkmat out here. But I actually made the jump to precision back in like April. So I'm no longer with Checkmat, and precision is part of the Alliance affiliation. So made a bit of a jump. It was hard. But it was 100% the right decision for me. My professor's amazing. My teammates are phenomenal. But me and my sister aren't teammates anymore, which sucks. But
I think it's bold, and it's something that might need to be done, because how would you know if there's something better for you unless you go and check it out?
Exactly.
You know?
And I'm one of those that'll go drop in anywhere. I have no problem like going to an open mat or trying a class somewhere else. So I've made a lot of friends doing that, and it took them a minute to like convince me to come into precision. But my first night there, I was like, this is home.
Is Alliance headquarters in San Diego?
They have an Alliance in San Diego. I'm not entirely sure of its headquarters. I'm like still trying to figure out my lineage. But my professor is close with Lucas Lapri, who's out of Charlotte now. So
cool. Actually, my producer's yelling at me saying it's Atlanta. So okay, I knew there was a big one in San Diego. Hey, okay, it's all
I'm
good.
like, well, I'm registered now under Alliance Atlanta, so that makes sense.
Yeah, very cool.
Whoops.
Moving on up.
Yeah.
So excited to have you come down to San Diego to compete. Spring Valley this Friday the 11th. It's already coming up. Super fight. The word super fight, it's an interesting thing. You know, it's in itself makes you think, wow, what exactly am I going to be tested with here? But we know, in the grappling world, we know what that's all about. But it sounds so extravagant, So your super fight will be here in Spring Valley, and it is going to be a not televised, but streamed event, so people can actually purchase it. So the link will be on Submissions on the Shore on their website or their Instagram as well. So I think people should get that to see this competition. Gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be awesome. So many cool ladies on this event. I love it. Albert's doing a great job.
Albert is doing a great job, and it's a great showcase for women. And I think, in the times that we live in, empowering women is so important. And you guys are doing such a good job of showing or paving a path, really, for that. Showing it can be done. I mean, how many did it before you?
It's crazy. Like, even as just a blue belt, 10 years ago, blue belts didn't have this opportunity. This is like my 5th or 6th super fight now, and that was unheard of 10 years ago. You had to be a black belt. You had to be a world champion. So this is great. I love it.
It's true. It might not even be as long as 10 years ago. I'm thinking 4 or 5 years ago. With big events like Fight to Win and Subversive and things of that nature, then the big stage came, and then now with Submissions on the Shore, that same type of stage for women, all women, is really, really cool.
It's fun to be a part of, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So how about sponsors? Any sponsors that you have that you'd like to bring up and say thank you to?
Yeah, so I have a few, which, again, is unheard of as a blue belt, so I love it.
That's why I bring it up. You've done some stuff, man.
Working hard. So Holdfast Fight Gear outfits me, which is awesome. I love their stuff. I love their geese. And then Our Life CBD, who keeps me going as much as I do. Their menthol CBD pain cream. It's amazing. I love that stuff. And then Jiu-Jitsu People Are Crazy, who
love that name.
Right, because we are. So they have really good apparel and whatnot, and they have rash guards out too. Let's see who else. We have Fueled Supplements, who keeps me going too. And then Godiva as well, which is a new women's only spats brand. They do shorts. So they're huge supporters of Submissions on the Shore. So they've been awesome to work with so far.
Very cool. I like it.
Yeah.
You're very busy, like you say. So people are obviously catching on to how busy you are because they want to support you. So we love actually seeing you at these events. So we're supporters of you as well here at Gym Crashers. Where can people find you on social media?
So my Instagram is at kels.jitsu.
At Kels.Jitsu. See, I thought Jitsu was your last name. It's Kelsey Jitsu. We had to figure out Carter. But
that would be great. Like, that'd be
right?
great.
Born for it. At Kels.Jitsu. So check her out on Instagram. Come down and see us at Submissions on the Shore, Spring Valley, Friday the 11th, or get the live stream. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Such a pleasure to finally talk to you. We're big fans, so we will see you Friday.
Awesome. Sounds
all right.
good.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
See you then. Take care.
Yeah, a little frozen in time. Hey, folks, welcome back to Gym Crashers. I've lost a lot of weight. I mean, as you can tell, I was gone for a while. Smoked a lot of crack. Now look at me. I mean, look at my arms. I mean, they're definitely skinny. Anyway, Dondo, that was a great interview, bro. I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be nuts. All these girls compete against each other at submissions. I just can't wait. He just can't do it.
I don't know how Joey got so skinny, but I have ideas on how it happened.
Let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something. You gotta get angry, bro. Get it. Let me tell you something, dog. With these hands, I got fast hands. Look at my fast hands. Look at tortillas. My tortilla hands. That's what I'm talking about, dog. Anyway, all right, back to the show, folks. We got Adam on the show with his Adam breakdown of the fights for this past weekend, and this weekend coming up, right?
This weekend coming up.
Okay, there we go.
I couldn't quite catch this weekend's past fights due to some fun times.
Oh, it was his birthday.
Thank you.
You don't have COVID, praise the Lord, thank God.
Finally 21, bro, right?
Finally. Somewhat.
Did you go to the clinic to get checked after? I mean,
cold. Don't you have any blood flow?
No. I'm just cold-blooded. Cold-blooded
folks,
killer.
we got to keep a clean show because
killer.
you got to keep it clean.
You know what they say after I roll? I got that ice in my veins, Dondo. I got that ice in my veins.
You're a future Marine, man. You're gonna be okay.
I know. I got Cowboy Justin over here driving me around.
That's what I'm talking. It's like Brokeback time. That's what I'm talking about.
Brokeback time.
So give us your.
All right. Now we have. I believe this card, at least who's on it and everything, was just released the other day. So on the first fight of the night, or at least on the main card, we have the featherweight fight of Billy Quarantillo versus Kyle Nelson, a very fun fight. Billy Quarantillo we saw, against our good friend Spike Carlisle. I love Spike too. I know.
Ninja.
That was a fun fight. That was ninja. I know, right? The Ginger Ninja.
The Ginger Ninja, that's right. He is a ninja.
No, he really, really is. That dude, for real. He running through the woods, doing all this crazy ninja training. Like,
he shows up and he looks like Splinter.
He really does.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Yo, that dude legit be living like a samurai.
He had the rice patty hat and comes out and, he does his thing.
Oh, yeah. No.
Spike's the man.
No, he really is. But he did have a fight with Billy. That Billy did win, and I think.
I hate to see that, but yeah,
I was rough. Like it was a close fight though, and in the way that Billy kind of got Spike was just kind of through being able to grind it out a little bit more. Spike's a big guy, big explosive power. He was able to get him to kind of get an adrenaline dump to kind of get him tired. So Billy obviously knows how to control the pace of a fight. Good, well-rounded fighter. Showed actually pretty good prowess on the ground, especially with an experienced grappler like Spike. And some decent striking. So overall, a pretty good fighter. But Kyle Nelson is an intense fighter. He's always in your face, always pushing the pace, always trying to wrestle you, always trying to strike, always trying to improve his position. Personally, I'm actually going to go Billy. Just because, like I said, activity, and we know he's ready to go with that Spike he just had. Sure. And he has experience with the no crowd. He's not going to be fazed by what's going on with the whole kind of different circumstances. Meanwhile, I believe this is Kyle Nelson's first fight with the no crowd and during COVID times. So personally, I'm going to go Billy. I'm going to go Billy on this one, guys. Anybody in the room want to go against us?
Nope. So we're going Billy.
Ken, I see you looking. See you thinking.
No, Billy. He'd be our local guy, Spike.
Kent is transitioning.
Kent is transitioning.
Yes, Robert. Mike him up. Robert on the show. Me and Robert are there. We call it Chubbs on the show.
And Joey. Just before we go through the rest of the main card, we got a couple of friends that are on this card too, or people that are Southern California that we've either interviewed or made friends with. So we got Sabino Mazel, Kings MMA HB Sabina. So you know, we also got a really cool guy that I respect a lot with his MMA skills and his videography, directing. Frank Camacho. Yeah, that's also a good fight. Brock Weaver. Yeah.
Fun fight.
Frank is a fun fighter and a great person.
I'm honestly surprised that his fight isn't on the main card. Brock Weaver and Frank Camacho.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's gonna be. And
that's gonna be an all action fight. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Especially with Brock Weaver. Brock Weaver eats like so many shots and he just swinging bombs. Like
both of them.
Native American power. Like,
then we got Bobby Green. Bobby Green's on that card too. Roosevelt Roberts.
Oh yeah.
Roberts
versus Matt Frivola.
As well, and I can't wait to see him on the main card.
And then also Tyson Nam. So Tyson Nam's from Hawaii.
Coming off the knockout. That quick first round, or not first round? Yeah. Was it first round?
Okay, well, I just didn't want to forget some of the people that support us, or at least allowed us to interview them and work with us.
Alive, so again, like us, subscribe to us, and share the link, because folks like that have done interviews with us and been homies to us, we wish you well and want you to do well in the UFC. Especially guys that are new to the UFC, coming up, we dig that. Robert's got some more words for us.
Yeah, and if you guys see us when shows do come back in Southern California, we're pretty much at most of the promotions, the local promotions, always doing interviews. And if you want to be interviewed, just come up.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you no.
We'd love to talk to
Yeah,
you.
it doesn't. And I don't. We don't care if you're not even a fighter. If you're just a fan of mixed martial arts, just come on down. Yeah. So
you know what you're talking about. We're willing to talk.
And then hopefully, young blood Araby will come along with us in the future too.
Yeah,
and
hopefully.
do some interviews.
I know.
Yeah. We gotta get you a t-shirt.
Something like that.
Yeah, because the last show we did, I mean, I had a big following. I had I was signing autographs, taking pictures with fans out there, so it was crazy.
It was cool. 2 weeks from now, Araby will be on. Well, if he can make it, he'll have his jersey. With his name on it.
Yeah, I got a jersey coming. I do. I forgot. Yeah. Sweet.
Cool.
All right.
Getting back to the card. Next one.
Getting back to this next card. Ed Herman versus Mike Rodriguez. And as we've seen, like I said, with these post-COVID cards, and a lot of them, and I kind of like these matchups of veterans versus newcomers to the UFC. I'm liking these experienced versus the young, hungry fighters. But you really see just the value experience has in MMA. I really think experience in MMA is a big factor in terms of success. Like, it's that finding that sweet spot of where I'm physically capable to implement everything within my game, but I have enough experience to know what to use. And Ed Herman has that. Like, 39 years old, still doing the dang thing, you know, with an all-action style. All-action style. He has that kind of, like, he's got an interesting striking style of, like, very, like, in-tight kind of boxer, hands a little low.
You bring it to us. You bring us the real thing. Let's see it. Hands up.
No, it's like that inside, kind of inside, but he still stands with enough length to throw his kicks as a kickboxer would. And so you kind of, when you see his fight, he's kind of throwing a lot of hooks, a lot of power shots, especially at light heavyweight, where you see a lot of guys, they're 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" now. We're seeing huge heavyweight or light heavyweights, not even heavyweights that could fight at heavyweight. But Ed Herman, like I said, has a good style for that kind of bigger guy. And Mike Rodriguez, I believe, is 6'3" with 82-inch reach. 82 and a half.
This is your weight class, Adam Araby. You stepping up.
I know.
The other 6'3" characters.
I know, right? And personally, though, I still like Mike Rodriguez for this fight, just because of his hands. Like, Ed Herman eats a lot of shots. He's willing to eat one to give you one. Yeah. And he's throwing with that power, though.
He'll eat one to
so
give one.
He can catch Mike if Mike gets a little bit lazy with the defense. Gets sleazy with it. But gets lazy with his defense and isn't on top. But if he remains and uses, his physical advantages in this fight, I think Mike Rodriguez can come out with the win.
I'm taking Ed Herman. What do you think, Joey? Did you used to train with Ed Herman back in the day?
No.
That 220, man. He gave him that boxing rounds.
I'm not even going there right now.
I'm red in his head.
I'm not even trying to go there right now. But I'm going for Herman.
Going for Herman?
Yes.
Did you see him on Ultimate Fighter? That's where I know Ed Herman.
That's where I know him too.
I know.
That's when he came up and became who he is today. So
all action style.
Old. Has it been that long? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. No, like I said, it knows how to knock a fool out.
Rodriguez, Herman.
What about you, Ken? You got anything to say, Kent?
Kent. Clark Kent. What do you think, buddy? You got a microphone right there, pumpkin. Turn it on. Make sure it's on. Flick it on.
Get on. Come on. Talk some crap.
So,
again.
now I'm not even going to say crap. I'm just going to go based on Ed Herman's resume. One thing that always got my attention, why I'm always going to root for Ed Herman, is because he's beaten some former he beat a former middleweight champion, Dave Manet, like years ago, and that's always something to bring into the tables. Why you always keep on competing is that if you beat someone with a high resume, a former champion, that should give you the push just to say, you know what, I'm gonna go in there with all I got, even though he's been hitting some bumps and bruises, and so like with Derek Bronson and who else? That one not Sweden, but he's from.
Nikita Krylov?
Yeah, Nikita.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, that Nikita was really bad. Like
I was about to counterpoint you with this. Experience is great, but as you look at the Nikita Krylov, which it was Nikita Krylov's first fight in the UFC,
and he just destroyed them. Yeah,
and he used range, distance, and his own style against Ed and knocked Ed out.
Oh yeah, true.
So I'm saying the game plan is out there to defeat Ed, but implementing that game plan is not going to be easy.
Oh yeah, and then that's why, like for example, why Ed's still doing this, and for people that are still doing this around his age, he's still going. Even Michael Bisping called it quits. So
light
so
heavyweights, though. Like the bigger guys have a little bit more longevity just due to being able to take that.
Oh yeah, of course, without a doubt. But
tortilla speed hands.
Exactly. But yeah, always gonna go like.
Oh man. Keep it rolling.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ed Herman on this one.
Going Ed Herman. Am I?
Joey Curl Juice. Can Adam do his job, please?
Another pick where I'm me against the room, but I'm taking Mike Rodriguez. The room takes Ed Herman. We'll see who's right. On this next fight, Roxanne Matafari versus Andrea Lee.
What'd you call me? You Matafari.
Kind of helped bring it up for the girls.
Yeah, no.
It was cool for girls, and did it.
Again, and also a fun fact, a rematch.
Yeah.
Back from they fought in Invicta. Roxanne came out with the decision. She was struggling early on in that fight. I remember I was actually watching it before I came here, and I was watching it, and you could and you see this with Roxanne where she's not the fastest starter. I would say she kind of reads her opponent. She gets a feel. You can see it in the Macy Barber fight. Macy Barber, being one of the fastest starters of the division, comes out explosives, and then, Roxanne being an experienced vet. Okay, young buck, I'm gonna let you tire yourself out, and then I'm gonna get you to the ground and use my amazing jiu-jitsu to just stay there. And you could see that with Andrea Lee. And the last time they fought, like, you could tell Roxanne had the advantage on the ground. When it was on the feet, that's when Andrea was winning that fight. But when that fight hit that ground, it was all Roxanne from there. You see the transition. She took her back. She had her back for a while. Almost sunk in a near rear naked choke a few times. And rear naked choke.
I like that one myself. The rear naked joke.
A lot of interesting flubs. Rear naked joke.
I didn't see it coming. The rear naked joke.
All the phlegm in my throat.
God.
I know, right? I know. All the flubs.
Next week.
No, but personally, I'm actually taking Andrea Lee on this fight. Just because, like I said, you could see her piece her up on the feet. And she had to have trained more jiu-jitsu since then, especially knowing you're going to face somebody like that. I feel like she'll have more experience. And like I said, the fact that they've shared the cage with each other, she's not going to be... Obviously, she's not going to know what to expect, but she's not going to be surprised by certain things, if that makes sense.
Well, there's plenty of tape on Roxanne. She's fought a lot. She's been in the game a long time, and as a veteran, she's going to be comfortable there, so I'm going to go with her.
All right. Joey, what do you think? What do you got? Any opinions?
Roxanne.
Say it.
She gets something. Oh, which one? Roxanne. Put on something.
All right, Ken.
Yeah.
Ken, you got any opinions on this one? No. You don't want this heat. You don't want this intellectual counter strikes I got for you, Ken.
You can't. He shows us all up with that voice. We can't keep up with him.
I know.
We look like little girls.
I sound like an idiot next to Ken. Like,
cue me.
I sound like an elementary schooler. Ken sounds like a college-educated kid. Like,
I can't go that low. Ken's like got that.
I know.
You did that, but you got it.
All right, on to this next amazing, actually a really good co-main event in a lightweight fight of Otman Azaitar versus Kama Worthy. A very, very exciting fight. Zaitar is an undefeated fighter. Very heavy hands. I was watching this guy's highlight reel, and I was like, whoo! You see the wind coming off this man's punches. He's knocking dudes over. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw him knock a guy down without even touching him. Like, it was crazy. But very heavy hands. Good wrestler. Overall well-rounded hitter. But gonna be coming in looking to ground and pound, looking for the knockout. Kama Worthy, a good long striker for the division of lightweight. Not the biggest guy at lightweight, but definitely knows how to use like his physical advantages, coming in with a 3-inch reach advantage. I believe he had a little bit of a rough performance against Luis Pena, but was able to keep up with it. Let me look at his last fight here. It was Luis. Actually, no, correct me. I'm wrong. He did submit Luis, but he was struggling a little bit during that fight. It was a more competitive fight from what I remember. But he was able to come out with the win. Personally, this is a tough one. This is a really, really tough one. I'm going to go with Kama, actually. I'm going to go with Kama just because he's been there. Like I said, he knows what these COVID and these, like, basically no crowd fights are like. He's coming in there with, I would say, less of the pressure. You know, doesn't have an O to lose. Doesn't coming in with as much hype. But there's more to him to gain. And as you can see, you know, if you see him on Instagram, he's kept up with this training. So I'm going to go with Kama Worthy on this one.
All right. I'll take that.
And all right.
Moving on to the main event, what do you think?
Main event.
I've got Karma too.
Okay, main event.
All right.
Then we watch him. We watched him at UFC.
I know, man.
Anaheim. Thank you, Robert. We see him in person, yes.
All right. Then on to this very, very fun main event of Michelle Waterson versus Angela Overkill Hill.
Overkill Hill's cool.
This is a fun fight.
I like the karate hottie, but Angela cool too.
I'm liking actually Angela on this one. I feel like Angela's really been hitting her stride in terms of development of her game and being able to like just put things together now. You know, because especially when you listen to her on Joe Rogan, she didn't start MMA until like, I believe like 23, 24, late in her life. She started from a Muay Thai base, came from that.
On that show, on the Ultimate Fighter show, she still had not fully developed into an MMA fighter. She really brought the striking game.
And she's really hitting that. Yeah, she's hitting that 10-year like stride of when you've been training for so long. You know how to put it together. You know what works best for you, and you're like confident in your skills. And she's not just like a striker anymore. She's well-rounded. She was able to keep up with Claudia Gadelha. I personally thought she won her last fight.
That's amazing.
I really honestly thought she won her last fight, especially keeping up with Claudia.
Fight game and to keep up with her, with Claudia, that shows you right there she's developing. First ever black female headlined UFC fight.
I know.
So that in itself is history in the making.
I know.
So let's see how she.
I like her in this fight.
A lot of pressure, dude.
It's tough though against Michelle Waterson.
Yeah.
Waterson's fought a lot of good names. I like her mindset coming into this, where she's not coming within a game plan per se, but she's coming to let the fight come to her and to let her flow with the new kind of mindset that she used to have, which is very helpful. But I don't know. I like it. Like I said, Angela Hill, I think, is on a good momentum streak. I feel like she's really, really hitting her stride, especially within her game and her development as an MMA fighter. So I'm going to go with Angela Hill on this one.
I'm all about Hill this time. What do you think, Joe?
I love the Hill.
You love the Hill?
Ken, any opinions?
Nah, I'm gonna go with Hill. I was actually kind of looking like at the resumes real quick before you guys asked me.
Karate Hottie is amazing, but.
Oh yeah.
And she's also not.
Has an opinion. Our producer is.
I'm going with Karate Hottie.
Going with karate. Oh.
Because
she's a
I
sweetheart.
think she will be using her karate style and doing a lot of the side kicks to frustrate her, and she definitely has a better advantage in the grappling department as well. So I think with the frustration of Angela trying to get into range, and what is her Waterson
Karate or
controlling the space in the octagon. Wait, are they fighting the small cage at the big? They're fighting the small cage at Apex.
Small cage.
Ooh, that's going to be a big problem for her.
And it's like
She
in
can't-
terms of styles, it benefits Angela Hill
Angela
with
Hill.
smaller kills.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
That's
But
the thing about karate. It's a good striking style. You need room to make it work. You need a good amount of room to make it.
Then again, they're
work.
like 5'2" anyway, so.
I mean, yeah, Michelle Waterson's really an animal, but you
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah, so maybe they have more space because they're smaller legs, more space in that cage, anyways. But I mean, I think that if she can control the space and make Angela Hill get out of pocket or get out of her zone or get out of her
Comfort zone.
not comfort zone, but just overreaching, just not really not staying seated. You know, just
But
kind
she's
of.
not coming in with that game plan. She said in her own words, I'm trying to flow. I'm coming in and let the fight come to me.
Well,
Oh, okay.
we'll
That's
see.
what I was actually going to
That's
ask.
the thing that's like,
But that's the thing, like everybody has a game plan until that game plan's not working, and then it's like, what the hell do I do now?
Or when you
And
get
the thing
hit.
about Angela Hill is she
First punch does
she's
it,
a-
yeah.
She's a winner. She's a person who wants to win, and she's very what's that called? Determined. She doesn't like some fighters when their game plans don't work. They kind of stick to it anyways, or they kind of just go what they're not as aggressive. But I feel like Angela Hill, no matter what, is always going to be aggressive. And if Karate Hottie can stick those side kicks, circle a lot more like Holly Holmes and her are normally doing, especially the way they train out Dan Jackson's, I feel like she can get an opening for a takedown and then put Angela away on the ground. That's how I think.
where I do ask you though, Robert, where have we seen Michelle Waterson put it like somebody away on the ground?
She had. I think
'Cause I don't remember.
She has one. I think she has one good one, but I've seen her been taken down. I've seen her scramble, and I've seen her top control. So I believe that she can. The question is if she will.
I don't know. I still like Angela on this one. I'm still going with momentum on this one. I'm going with momentum, but
big. People didn't think Overeem was going to take down Sakai.
Dude, that was.
Oh my God.
What are we betting on this? This is the main event. Our producer is taking the Karate Hottie, and our breakdown is taking Angela Hill. So, what's on the line here?
what are we putting?
Robert buys sushi. He buys Roscoe's. What are we doing?
I'll give you a McDonald's dollar menu, Robert.
This guy.
McDonald's.
There's Raising Cane's that does catering.
McDoubles.
McDoubles?
McDoubles.
We're betting McDoubles. Sean
So-
bought sushi last week, so I guess you're on.
So besides all that, we got a great event coming up this weekend. Once again, on the shore,
Spring Valley, September 11th, September 12th. Be there.
or be square. And then of course, Adam, where can they find you on your social medias?
Adam.Araby, ARABY, and then the Fight Life Connoisseurs.
Dondo,
Dondo the Gym Crasher and John Dondo on Facebook.
and Joey the Bull. Anywhere, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you want to find me, I'm there.
Can't transition. Our Life CBD, Sean Lemmer.
And our lives, I'm not done yet, bro.
We got Mulan's brother. We got Justin Cowboy.
Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Yeah, you just walk around. Everybody wants to know who the cowboy is. Here we go.
We're going to bring on...
You got a friend in me. There's a snake in my boot.
In me. Howdy. Oh, come here. Come here. Get in frame, fucker.
Oh, there you go. Aww.
It's Woody and Andy.
Woody and Andy.
The
toys.
There's
a snake.
Wait a minute.
There's a snake in my boot.
I got my Woody.
Oh, Jesus.
Talking about this earlier, now it's coming out.
Anyway, folks, we'll see you next week. This has been Gym Crashers. Peace out. Take a look at this weekend.
Adam Araby says it, save a horse, ride a cowboy.
That's what I'm talking about. Peace out, folks.